All right, guys, so this will be the first video going over part of the homework. It'll be for lesson 1.1. So the second packet that you picked up should say Foundations for Integrated Math. And then on the bottom, it should say Homework for units 1 through 5. Okay, this is your homework packet that you will use for the rest of our units. For every homework, there should be a title at the top. You need to make sure that title lines up with the assignment or with the lesson that we completed that day. Okay, so today we completed lesson 1.1. So we need to find homework 1.1. Should be the first page. Okay. And look, it is. It says Foundations for IM. That's Foundations for Integrated Math. It says Unit 1, Worksheet 1.1. That means we know we are on the correct worksheet. All right. So we're on lesson 1.1. This is Worksheet 1.1. It is the worksheet that goes along with this lesson. Okay. So first, before I start getting into examples, I just want to make something very clear. For this homework assignment, we will only be completing the odd numbered problems. Again, we will only be completing the odd numbered problems, okay? So we'll be doing number 1. So I'm going to circle number 1. We will not be doing number 2. That is an even number. We are not doing number 2, okay? We'll be doing number 3. That is an odd number. We will not be doing number 4. Number 4 is an even number. And then we will be doing number 5 because that's an odd number. And we will not be doing number 6. Okay, so we are doing numbers 1, 3, and 5 for this first assignment. Again, we are only doing numbers 1, 3, and 5. But if you notice, there's a few problems for each of those numbers. Okay, like for number 1 here, we have A through D. All right, so we're going to start with number 1A. If you can read these directions, it says translate the algebraic expression into a verbal expression. So we are going algebraic into verbal. If you remember, algebraic means numbers. Algebraic is numbers, okay? Verbal is words. You guys think of verb, a verb's a word, right? Verbal means words. So I'm going to write words above verbal. All right, and now I'm going to change this equation from the numbers into words, okay? Numbers into words, all right? So the first thing that I want to do is underline my variable, okay? So I know I have a variable. Next thing I want to do is identify the operation that is going on. That is, if we are doing addition, multiplication, subtraction, if one of those, all right? All right. So here I have my operation. That is an addition sign. That means that we are doing addition. Okay, that's an addition sign. We are adding. If you went back and looked at the cheat sheet from your notes, you would be able to see that that sign means addition. Okay, so we are adding right now. And then I'm going to underline my constant in red. Remember, constant just means a number. It's not a variable. It doesn't change. It's just a number. Okay, now I'm going to write this out. So if you guys remember, for our variables, we don't say a variable. We don't say B. We say a number because every variable stands for a number. So that is a number. I'm going to put a comma just so I can tell them what variable they used. Since they use B, I'm going to put a number B, comma, and then I move on to my operation. It's addition. So I'm going to put plus because when we're adding something, the act of doing that is plus. So I'm going to put plus, and then my constant is 3. So the correct answer to 1A would look just like this, a number B plus 3. Okay. All right, so that's the first example. I'll move on to number 3 now. I will move on to number 3 now, and I will show you guys how to do number 3. Okay. So number 3, our directions are write an algebraic expression. Remember, algebraic is numbers for each verbal expression. So now we're going the other way. We're going from numbers to word, or we're going from words to numbers, okay? So here we have words. Here we're going to numbers, right? Remember, this is numbers, and this is words. All right, so we're going to be going from numbers to words, all right? So for A, I'm just going to do A with you guys. It says 8 less than N. Okay, So first, I'm going to underline my constant in red. My constant is my number. It is the number 8. Okay. And then we see less than. This is where you might need that cheat sheet from your notes. So if we looked at that cheat sheet, we would see that less than, okay, with that means to do subtraction. So above less than, I'm going to put a big subtraction sign so I know that I'm doing subtraction. And then I'm going to underline my variable in green. Okay, so we have 8 minus n. Unfortunately, that is not correct because it's not n less than 8, it's 8 less than n. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite that. That means I have to switch the number with my variable. So if I was to switch my variable with my number, my variable would now be first. So I have n, I bring down my operation sign, and then I have my constant. So the final answer for this problem would look just like that. It is n minus 8. Okay, so for these, what you need to do is realize what operation they're doing. So you need to find the word product on that cheat sheet and then figure out what that means so we know what operation they're doing, so we know which sign to use. And then you need to write out the verbal expressions into numbers. Okay, all right, moving on. I'm going to flip the page. We're going to go to number 5. Number 5 says evaluate each expression using the replacement sets given. Okay, so we are evaluating each expression using the replacement sets given. Evaluate just means solve. Okay, it means solve. And then the replacement set are the numbers that it tells you that our variable equals, right? So right now we have evaluate t plus 11 for the replacement set 3, 6, and 12. And then it tells us that t equals 3. Okay, it tells us that t equals 3. So instead of t in my t plus 11, I'm going to make this t go to a 3. Okay, so since t equals 3 and my equation is t plus 11, I now have 3 plus 11, which equals 14. Okay, if I was to do that again, I have t equals 6. So instead of t right here, I'm going to plug in a 6. So now I have 6 plus 11, and that equals 17. Okay, you guys can do the rest. You guys can do the t equals 12. For this one, we have 3 times x, but instead of x, we're going to put in a 5. So that'll look like 3. And instead of an x right here, I'm going to put a 5 in parentheses. So to show that we're doing multiplication, 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, so again, you guys only need to do this one, the rest of number 1, and the rest of number 3 for today's homework. Okay, please email me if you guys have any questions. Thank you.